Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Yeonni, and Happy New Year! This is my very first video on my YouTube channel for 2020. So for my first video, I was really thinking what would be a great video to come back to my YouTube channel on, and I feel like this is a time of the year where there's a lot of positivity, a lot of motivation, like new year, new me, all of that good stuff, which I totally understand. So I wanted to also make a positive video put together not only for you guys who are watching, but also for myself and how I can really make the best of this new year. I really believe whether it's 2020, whether it's 2019, whether it's smack in the middle of the year, I want to empower you guys and empower people to help them to really believe in themselves, that it doesn't have to be a new year thing, but anytime throughout the year, you can make change happen for yourself. So yes, I know this is like a 2020 sort of a video, but this is honestly applicable and relevant to any time of the year, whenever you're watching this. So let's just get straight into it. I have my notes here that I wrote down the other day, so don't mind if this piece of paper shows up. So the number one tip I have is stop saying, new year, new me. It's the new year, but it's the same you. And that means a lot of different things for a lot of people. You know, sometimes we want to put on this new mask, like, oh, it's 2020, it's a new year. I'm totally not gonna be relating to all of the potentially negative things that happened in the past, and suddenly everything is gonna work out for me. And when you start thinking that way, at least for me, I feel like it sets really unrealistic goals for myself. How can I be a totally new person just because of this societally constructed calendar where all of a sudden now we're at the beginning of the year? I'm still me. I personally still come with all the same baggage that has brought me all the way up to the year 2020 as a 25-year-old, and I want to break that mentality of new year, new me, because you know what? New year, same me, but there's power to that because I'm accepting who I am, where I am right now, and if I'm not happy with certain things, I start thinking, what made me unhappy this last year? What made me happy this last year? In 2020, I want to start thinking more about me as I am right now. I believe realistically the best way to go about this new year, same me sort of mentality is to start being real with ourselves. What makes me happy? What makes me unhappy? Like whether it's your job or your relationships or the way you treat yourself. I feel like 2020 can be a year where we can really genuinely sit with ourselves and start asking these hard questions. They're not easy, you know, it's better said than done. And sometimes it's hard for us to really sit down with ourselves, but maybe that can be a realistic goal instead of being like, I'm gonna be this totally unrealistic version of myself that I really know in the back of my head is not attainable, but it makes me feel better thinking it's totally different from what I am right now. How about we just try to figure out, what am I right now? Who am I right now? And are we okay with it? Are we not okay with it? Then what can we do about it? I think that's the number one thing we can do. New year, same me. What am I gonna do about it? Number two, set realistic goals. So obviously this relates to the first one as well. The number one resolution that apparently everyone fails is I'm gonna lose 10 pounds this year because, you know, I mean, that also has a lot of baggage to it as well, where is it a societal expectation of you need to lose this weight? Is it a health issue? Or is it just something you want to challenge yourself with? Whatever the background reason might be, instead of saying, I want to lose 10 pounds this year, where do you even start? Maybe try to be a little more realistic with the goals that we have for ourselves this year, where if you want to lose weight, whatever the reason might be, once you've established that, I think the next step would be to figure out what is my first step into achieving this long-term goal. Let's say another goal is I want to be happy. That's a great goal, but how are you going to achieve that? What is the first step? And I know it's kind of like a brick in the face sometimes. Like, how do you measure happiness? But that's a great question to ask. How do you measure your own happiness? For me, being around animals makes me happy. So a smaller goal of I want to be happy this year is I want to make sure I keep up with my weekly volunteering at my local cat shelter because being around animals makes me happy. So every week, if I keep going to the shelter, every week, at least on Thursdays at 6 p.m., I will be extremely happy. Get what I mean? Take that big general resolution and try to make it into bite-sized morsels that will all build up, and one day you can look back and say, wow, I think I really chipped away at that big resolution I had. The number three tip that I could have for you and also myself is to find balance. Everything in life needs a balance, at least in my opinion. Whether it's food, relationships, or lifestyle, everything is about balance. And obviously, I know how that word relates to my life and the certain areas of my life that I need to work on finding balance, but only you will know how that word will relate to you. So maybe that's something to really think about. Where do you think you need balance? And maybe the first way to approach that is what part of your life feels unbalanced at this time. Is there stress? Is there some sort of weight on a certain part of your life that maybe requires some balance? Something to think about. Number 4 tip that I have is to find joy in the little things. And this one means so much to me, and it's helped me so much in the past few years of my life, where I realized that I really find joy in the simple things. Simple things as in animals, nature, just realizing where, oh my gosh, the sun's out today, this is beautiful. Or even just spending some time, sitting outside at a park, sitting at a bench, taking a walk. Sometimes I think breaking free of like our everyday routine to enjoy the simple things in life and having that kind of mindfulness can be really, really therapeutic and beneficial to our mental health. So out of all the tips I could give you, this is one of my favorite ones. Try to find joy in the little things. And once you start doing that, I feel like for me at least, speaking for myself, I've started to develop a lot of feeling grateful for the things I have in my life, I feel like we live in a world where there's always I want more, I need more, and I'm also very susceptible to that. I want more clothes because it's Black Friday and the holidays and there's all these sales, so I feel like I should buy all these things, All these Instagrammers have these amazing like bag collections, so I feel like I need more bags. It's just a more kind of society that we live in. So trying to find joy in the simple things that already exist, that we already have really taught me to be more grateful and feel more blessed about the things I do have. And last but not least, the 5th tip I feel like could really, really help you and I this new year is to do one thing every week that is for our own happiness. I'm a huge believer of self-care, where whether it's reading, whether it's taking a bath. I'm not really a bath person, I just never really enjoyed it, but it is for a lot of people. A lot of people love to take baths when they're stressed. Finding something or some things that will make you happy, will bring you peace, will bring you joy. Maybe the first thing to do with that is finding out what that is for yourself. So for me, I enjoy drawing. I haven't illustrated or drawn in such a long time, but I know that when I sit with my iPad or just a piece of paper and I start drawing, I feel so much peace. So I want to do that once a week. At least once a week, I want to draw something. I want to pick up my iPad and just put something on there, and I know that will make me happy. Self-care doesn't have to be, I want to go to the spa once a week. I want to spend all this money and buy all these art supplies all of a sudden and start painting. Start with where you are right now and try to figure out, what is something I can do for myself this week? Does it mean not staying late at work and making sure you're out of the office on time every week? That can be a great start. Does it mean when you come home, you make a cup of tea for yourself? That could be it. Does it mean getting up every morning a little earlier to have a morning routine? That's something I really want to work on this year. You really know what works best for yourself. So what I'm saying is try to figure out what that is, and I guarantee you will be able to find a lot more peace, a lot more joy, a lot of meaning to your everyday life. And those are my 5 tips on hopefully how you can make 2020 your year, whether you watch this in the beginning of the year, around now, or you watch this in the middle of the year, how to really gain more control over this year and over what you want for yourself. And like I said, it is a 2020 resolution, woohoo sort of a time, I understand, but I really believe these tips can help you out all throughout the year, all throughout your life, because they have helped me with my life, my anxiety so much. So hopefully by sharing these with you, I can help you out even just a little bit. Anyway, that's it for my video. Please like this video if you did like it. I make mental health videos, advice videos, just lots of fun things on my YouTube channel. So please check out my channel to see for yourself. And if you like what you see, please make sure to subscribe. That helps me a lot. I hope you have an amazing first few weeks of the new year. And don't be overwhelmed. It really is different for everyone how they approach the new year, But if it's something positive for you, awesome, embrace it. If it's something that might evoke some anxiety or you feel overwhelmed, don't worry about it. Okay, like this calendar thing, this like new year thing, humans made for ourselves so we can figure out how to exist and like live our lives, right? So if it's something that doesn't bring you positivity or happiness, don't worry about it. Just keep doing you. Keep working on yourself and doing things for yourself as positive. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!